very good day to everyone around the world.
You're excited. You want to play the intro twice. You know what? I have just seen something there. Okay, you know the word streaming now. They're gonna have to move up now
Okay.
because
Okay.
down there they've been cut. I'm
Yeah.
surprised that's happening. Must be a
Yeah.
format. Yeah. So I'm happy that the stadium looks full on restream. Yeah, the stadium looks full. So that's grand anyway.
Good morning, good
We'll do.
afternoon, good evening to everyone around the world. Welcome to True City Fan. Patrick, a True City fan, and at Pitch Points, we're collaboration again to do a wonderful event today. We're going to talk about a really important topic today. But while we're here, I want to say Patrick has been helping us, with some introduction, some music, some background. We're trying to see how we can collab to do different things. We're using a new platform to both stream simultaneously on at Patrick at True City Fan and at Page Points on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter as well. So hopefully you are watching us live, you're seeing us live, and hopefully you can join us in this conversation. Hey Karl, welcome, buddy. How are you? I hope you are. Thanks for joining the stream. Good to see you here. Hey, bro, thanks for the intro, man. That was really good, man. That's a good start.
Yeah, but I have to put the words up. I've noticed that the words now streaming have to go up, so your logo also has to go up. Anyway, it's a new beginning, so we'll see by the end we're done. I'm pretty sure we're going to tweak it as we go. Fix a few things. But anyway, so good so far. I always you know why I keep putting a lot of rap songs in the intros is I don't like those intros that are like like as if you're in a lift. When you're in a lift when you're listening to elevator music. I want to be pumped, ready for the show. We'll see anyway.
Well, today is the day after Thanksgiving. Today is Black Friday, and again, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Thankful for you, thankful for your family, thankful for my family, our business, our work. Thankful for just being alive, man. Really, it's been a tough year for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's been tough year for a lot of people. Unfortunately, COVID is hitting a lot of people. We've lost a few people, but I'm pretty sure football has brought everybody together. Football actually brings some of us an escape from the work and the stress in life. So that's why we all love talking about football and getting together. And as Karl said, me and him, we decided we have to be working together because we have the similar ideas. Sometimes we might crash, but it's just temporary. It's never permanent. But that's what happens in football. It's all football. Somebody has to have a counter for what you're saying, and you have to have the same views, and you have to have the same passion and love. But anyway, at least this year we can tell people that we're going to move on from just use city content. We can do a lot of content now. The more time we get, we do the whole Champions League, Premier League games, everything.
Oh, absolutely. And I just if you're on Twitter, I just said, hey, join us, guys. If you're on Twitter, if you're watching us, join us for the conversation. It really is going to be interesting to
so bear with me for a minute. I'm just going to do a few things. You can start off yourself.
Absolutely. So as I mentioned, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, share with everyone. I'm going to try to share with various people right now to make sure that they can join us for while Patrick is getting ready. Again, using a new platform, which actually is quite good because it allows you to do so many different things. While you're streaming, and I can see myself live there on Facebook. Join us. Let me share real quick. Hold on a second, right there. Here we go. Join us again this morning. If you like to comment, please join us. Let's talk. I spent, yesterday was Thanksgiving. Yesterday evening, I have a presentation for a lot of us on the case for Erling Haaland, why I think that January 1st, 2022, in my opinion, is the right time to strike to get him. And I'll lay everything out in terms of the alternatives, my hypothesis, some analysis, some numbers, and then hopefully, we can make the case for Erling Haaland. Karl, thanks for joining, man. You think Haaland's either going to Bayern Munich or Real Madrid? We'll still talk about that, but I'll tell you why I think he should come to the Premier League and should come to City and what City have to do to make it happen. But yeah, it is. There are the two options that certainly that one can look at. I don't believe the reports from City Extra that talk about the fact that he said he's not coming to City. I think it's too early for him to make that kind of statement. I think City Extra again look for clicks and cues. That's my own opinion, but certainly we shall see. So today we have really 5 things to talk about. One is we'll talk about this issue of, do City need a striker? Right? For me, it's a conundrum that I've struggled with, and I keep oscillating between 2 different viewpoints. Do we need one? Do we not need one? The false 9 is working. If you have a striker number 9, you lose something. If you have a number 9, you gain something. What's kind of the best balance? And how has City evolved over time? What did we do last summer in terms of trying to get a striker, and why was it impossible? I talked about this all summer from June. The moment we heard about Harry Kane's story, I said Harry Kane was never coming to Man City. I'll explain why I thought from the get-go Harry Kane was never going to come to City. Then we'll get into the meat of the discussion around the opportunity and situation of Haaland, Dortmund, where we are right now, and what the opportunities are going forward. And the verdict, what are the things that City have to do to land the striker going forward. Karl says Jadon Sancho look back to his best in midweek and a stun of a goal. Yep, but he was playing against Villarreal away and they were depleted. I'm not convinced with Jadon Sancho. You know my opinion on him. I think in the big games he disappears. It's not just for Man United. This is also for Dortmund. In the massive games, Bayern Munich, the Champions League games, the big games, the guy just disappears. But to be fair, it was a good goal. Reality is that Villarreal were profligate. I should have scored a number of goals even before United even got their first one. David De Gea again was magnificent in goal. To me, he's absolutely the best goalkeeper in terms of shot stopping in the league. Nobody's better than him. Edison
do you actually the best goalkeeper or just a shot stopper?
He's the best shot stopper in the league. I think he's the best shot stopper. I think overall goalkeeping, I think Edison's distribution is perhaps long pass is much better than him. But in terms of shot stopping, one-on-one, there's nobody better than De Gea, in my opinion. Indy, I think, is good, but I don't think he's at like De Gea level in terms of shot stopping, because what De Gea does to stop shots on goal is superhuman at times, literally. It really is. I don't think that Mendy is the best keeper in the league. I don't think so. I think it depends on what you want for in a keeper. For me, I want my keeper to be able to play out. I want my keeper to be able to distribute the ball. And if it comes to distribution, I don't think Mendy's in top 4. I think the distribution, you probably have Edison, Alisson. Even the guy from Leeds United is a better distributor of the ball overall. But Mendy is great, but I don't think he's as good as Edison for what I want in my goalkeepers, which is being able to play out and distribute the ball. There's nobody better. Shot stopper, De Gea number 1. I'll say Mendy number 2, definitely. But overall, for me, I would say Edison for me, and then Alisson too is also good as well. But again, it's all about opinions. Everybody has their opinion, so which is why we love football. Patrick, are you back now?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back now.
Good.
Yeah, we're back in business.
Okay, so let's talk about, and thanks for everyone who's joining us. Let me quickly share the topics. Someone said that Sancho's like plastic rice. Someone said Mendy's better. So yeah, these are all opinions, and certainly, everybody has their opinion, and that's fair. That's why we love football. We all see it differently. And welcome to everybody around the world. So let's talk about this issue. So this conundrum about the number 9, Patrick, I've been going back and forth about it. Do we need one? Do we not need one? How does the game change? What's your opinion before I kind of give my own view on this issue of this number 9?
I think we do, Karl. I think I was saying we don't, because I think we were talking about the fact that look, people have won the Premier League and have won Liverpool won the Champions League without a proper number 9. Somebody was dropping deep, a post 9, and we're saying the game has changed. And Chelsea won the Champions League without a number 9. But I think we do. I think we need a plan B. But I keep sitting back. I'm very conflicted, because Jesus recently has scored goals that a number 9 has to score.
Mhm.
And I'm extra very, very conflicted. But I think we do. I think we just need somebody there who has to be reliable, somebody who's who. But what I'm looking for is, if we are getting a number 9, it has to be somebody who you have to fear. Don't just get a number 9 for the sake of number 9. Don't get a number 9 who's not better than Jesus. Do you get my point? So that's for me. Get a clinical, dangerous number 9. That one I'm welcoming. But if we're getting a number 9 just for the sake of, oh, here is a number 9, for the sake of just getting one that we need one for the bench, or we need one just to be around. No, we have to go top class number 9, and that's welcoming. I know it might change our system on the way we play, but looking at it now, before I was like, nah, we don't need a number. But looking at it now, I think we do, because I think some of the number 9s will find a way to put those balls in the net, especially if you watch the 2 PSG games.
Yes.
The fullbacks, the City fullbacks, are putting dangerous balls across the goal. Number 9 sniffs that and puts it back in the back of the net.
We talk about the PSG goal. Let's talk about the second goal on Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Jesus, yeah.
Right, Jesus. Right. When Pep took out Zinchenko and brought in Jesus, not as a winger but as a number 9 striker, you noticed. Because Mahrez was there and Sterling was left and right. And we had this inverted winger, but we didn't have a regular center forward. Playing the false 9 with Zinchenko as a false 9, basically, right? Yep. Jesus comes in. Jesus now plays that number 9 role, and he knows. And then when Bernardo touches that ball, they know that he knows exactly where to be, and was a goal. So for me, that was the switch that happened in my mind around. You know what? I think we can play the false 9 well. I think it gives us control.
Yeah.
But yesterday, what I saw yesterday was on Wednesday was Jesus growing into that number 9 role against in Europe and performing extremely well within 15 minutes of coming on. He literally changed the game. He can press, he can run, he can play different positions, but he was right there as a number 9 striker to score that goal. When he played against Chelsea, right, he was playing the right side, but the goal he scored was from a number 9 position within the 18-yard box, right there in between the goal to the left.
He keeps scoring them.
Keeps scoring them. He keeps scoring them. So, I think that my question was always, if we bring in a number 9, who goes out to the team, Patrick? Because you can't have, for example, if you play number 9, you can't have Foden, Sterling, you can't have De Bruyne, you can't have Bernardo, you can't have Rodri all at the same time. Somebody is going to have to drop in the game.
Yeah, but you see what has been happening, and sorry for cutting you there, but you know yourself that even Jesus in Brazil, he used to come off the right-hand side or the left, He was a guy who came off the wings. If you looked at most of his videos before he came to City, it was all the right-hand wing side. Then he cuts in, right? And then he sometimes drops in. I think having Jesus as a right winger, while there's Foden at the left, and even let's say if there is Raheem, Jesus, for me, that's just for me. I don't know about other people. I think on form, and if they're shooting and firing, and on speed, I'm also looking at speed, and speed and dangerous. If Raheem, Foden, and Jesus are at top form and they're both shooting, I think that'll be dangerous for people. You know why? Because they'll be interchanging all the time, Jesus can jump onto the left if Foden is struggling. That side, Foden goes to the right. Foden can come down the middle. Raheem can go to the right. Do you know that can be one of the best front 3 if we get them firing and shooting? Because they're dangerous, they're very fast and tricky and dangerous. So I think it's an advantage to have him all the time, even if he starts down the middle and he's struggling. It's just that the only one who I've never seen do well down the middle is Mahrez. Do you get my point? Nothing against Mahrez. I love him so much. He's one of my favorite City players. But these 3, I think, can interchange, and can swap, change. And Foden, the amazing thing is, even if, let's say, De Bruyne wants to go into that false 9 role, Foden can drop and take in De Bruyne's side. That's the amazing thing I was thinking. I was like, this all depends if Raheem continues this level. If he gets back to what he is, trust me, that front three can be dangerous for anybody in Europe.
Well, this is the evolution we talk about when we talk about Pep 3.0, right? Think about when Pep started off in 2016 with that the old team didn't win anything. Then he got to 17-18 season, right? The dynamic Sane, Sterling, Aguero front three, SAS, which was, I mean, devastating. 100 and something goals, 100 points were devastating. Then we got to
amazing,
that's Pep 1.0. Then 2.0 was the 18-19 season where Bernardo was man of the match, where we got to 98 points. Now we are seeing Pep 3.0, which started last season. But the difference here is all about control and total football, where anybody of the front six can play any position except for Rodri.
That's
the
true.
The only person who can play a false nine or play a winger is Rodri. Rodri just is a holding midfielder, and by the Rodri is playing some absolute football, man.
He's playing amazing. He's playing amazing.
Balling, man. So any of that front five can play any position. Foden can play central midfield, can play right, can play left. Mahrez can play, left, but he can play right. They can move around. So it's about total football, positional play, rotation about the score. But I think the addition of the striker, I think, adds a new dimension for us, which is why I'm especially the game on Wednesday when Jesus came out, the way he played in that 9 position helped us score the goal. I'm leaning towards this. So I do think that a striker would help us change the dynamic and give people think about. Like you said, Patrick, it shouldn't just be any other guy. Like
it shouldn't. That's the thing. Like it shouldn't be any jack off the street.
Like Patson Daka or like.
No, stop it. leave my Zimbabwean brother alone. Malawi and Zimbabwe used to be the same country before we divided. I would die on that tree. But
to be fair, I mean, I think that we've heard about Vlahovic, we've heard about Haaland, we've heard about all these players. But I think if we're gonna get a number 9 to replace Aguero, it has to be an iconic number 9. Or it has to be a young player who can really grow into that role and become dynamic. So we need a number 9. Last summer, we know that City tried to get Harry Kane. Right? And I was right from day one. From June 1st, when the news first broke, I said that this is never happening.
Yeah, you did.
I kept saying it. I said, City are never going to get Harry Kane. And the reason, Patrick, I said we're never going to get Harry Kane is not because we don't have the money. It's not because Spurs don't need the money. It's politics. Daniel Levy will never sell his prized asset to ManCity, a direct rival. He will sell to United. But he will never sell to ManCity. He will never sell Harry Kane to ManCity for whatever money. He won't sell it. I called it the impossible deal. And it wasn't about how much money City put down. It's about the politics behind it, because they felt that if he sells Harry Kane to City, it's a slap on his hand. He sold his best asset to a direct rival who is a new money kid on the block. The same people who are trying to get us banned from the Champions League. The same guy is now, I believe, is one of the ex-co for UEFA. Also, that he lined up against our own Bigeristan or Soriano to be one of the leads of the one of the UEFA committees. So it was never going to happen. And I kept saying it. People
you did. Look. I'll give you your flowers for that. We all thought you were crazy for a minute there when you said that, but anyway, that's a debut for you. You said it from the beginning that I don't think Levy is going to give this. I think a lot of people say there's a deal. You said yes, there might have been an agreement of the gentleman agreement, but you said Levy is not just going to do it because of City. It's just City. He doesn't want to do it. So look, you were right about that. It looks like it was a pride thing. It was more of a pride thing. Not that they don't need the money, because he came out himself and said we need money. Like, we have to pay back for the stadium. That's what he said. He came out himself on TV. So it was quite amazing to see somebody refusing that sort of money. Because the rumors are we did go as far as 160. I think we went close, and he still said no. And this is a player who's 28 years old and wants to go. He says, I want to go. And you're saying no with a big amount like that one. There must have been a lot of politics behind that. And there must have been that. And another thing is this. People watching out there. City are not fools for going after Harry Kane. It means these things were taught to them. In football, people talk. So somebody spoke and said, oh, you have to give this amount. That 100 million was not foolish. It means it was true. It means they were taught by Harry Kane or his agent or people around Tottenham that 100 million is what was agreed between these two, and they will release him. So people keep saying, "Oh, City are fools. They went there with 100. Who do they think they are? Levy is a strong man." But no, you don't just go and bid for no reason. You are told already. People, when they bid an amount smaller, it's because they already know the amount you want. They're just testing the waters. They just want to test you and see that how is it true that we heard that you 120 you give. So look, as Karl said, I think Levy was all a thing of pride. I also believe the same. I think if United were the ones coming after Harry Kane, Levy is giving them Harry Kane. He is giving them Harry Kane.
Well, Patrick, also, I mean, if it was United coming after Harry Kane, you know what was going to happen? The FA, the English media, will force Daniel Levy's hand to sell Harry Kane to Man United. They would. That's what they would do. They'll say England captain, United history, da 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 da.
Can I also ask you something, Karl? Did anybody ever say 160, or it was the English media?
It was maybe the English media saying 150, 160.
Yeah, it was the media.
Yeah.
Because a guy from Sky Sports, you know, the black guy from Sky Sports, he asked your man. He said, "Where did you get this 160?" And he dodged the question. He cut it off. He's like, you guys keep saying 160. Who told you 160? Is this from Daniel Levy's mouth? And he dodged it. He said, no, it's about value. So you see, I think they were the ones pushing 160, pushing the agenda to make sure that it's a big amount. You know what I mean?
Well, the issue is that, I mean, you have to understand, in my opinion, the issue is that they don't want someone like a Harry Kane or a Haaland to join ManCity, because they know if they join a Guardiola team, the league is basically done. I mean, it's basically done. Because if you had Harry Kane or Erling Haaland to that City team with all the chances they create, it becomes a very difficult proposition for other teams to live up with that. So it was not in their best interest, in my opinion, to make that happen. But this is politics. This is what happens. This is how football is played. And so that was why I was really strong from June, from the very, very offset, when all the different podcasts and different channels were talking about Harry Kane coming to City, the deal was going to be done, there's an agreement in place, gentleman's agreement. I said, it is not happening. I said, I'll put my mortgage on it. It's not happening. It's not happening in summertime. Because I knew it's not about money. It's about pride, and it's about ego, and Levy will never let that. It's the same Levy that fired Jose Mourinho 1 week before the League Cup final because allegedly he was due a payment if Tottenham won a trophy, and they knew that he was going to fire him allegedly. So it's the man's behavior. So it was never going to happen. Okay, Patrick, are you ready to talk about the current situation with Dortmund and what we need to do? We're still in the background. Cochiella says, real quick, he says, whenever we talk about a player too long, they turn out to be disappointing, and that is my impression of Haaland. That's fair enough. It's fair enough. I mean, you know, that's a good argument, Cochiella, that sometimes we overhype players like Sancho, and then they turn up to be, you know, disappointing. It's a risk that clubs have to take. What's wrong with that?
I don't think Sancho is overhyped. I don't think it's overhyped. I think Sancho, the issue is the wrong team and the wrong system he's playing in. Let's not sit here and pretend as if this kid has no talent. This kid has talent. It's just unfortunate that the kid has no patience. He has no patience. It worked out for him in Dortmund, and he left Dortmund again fast. The same way he left City fast after he was given an opportunity. The same opportunity Foden was given, he didn't have time for that. At Dortmund, I think he left too early. I believe he left too early. I think he had to assert himself first. And if he was smart, he could have looked at that Man United team and how much of a shambles it is and not go there yet. Do you get my point, Karl? I know Man United calling is a big badge.
I hear you, but when watching this guy, I watched him for all this in the Dortmund, Champions League games, all the games he plays, the big games. And he lacks the discipline to not just to attack, but also to defend off the ball. He doesn't have that, unlike other top quality players. I mean, to be fair, Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi didn't show that either on Wednesday. But I think at that level, where you're not really a superstar yet, you have to show some determination to be able to do that. I don't see him doing that in the big games. He kind of gets lost.
It's coaching, though. I think it's coaching. I think somebody has to be coached to do these things. Somebody has to be told by their coach that you have to run. If you don't run, you're on the bench.
Coachella says, what is wrong with Dhaka? There's nothing wrong with Dhaka. It's just me and just messing around with some people.
Yeah, Karl is a Dhaka hater. He's a Dhaka hater.
I'm not. I saw him. I watched him yesterday. It wasn't too bad either. But for those out there, let's get into the meat of this issue. And so I'm going to share my screen very quickly because I spent early parts of this morning on a couple of slides I want to share. This is the first I've seen this on a lot of the City fan channels, and hopefully maybe they'll start copying us with this, Patrick. But I'm going to share my screen, guys. I'm going to walk through. Yeah, that's good. We'll see what happens with that. I'm still skeptical about the whole United thing, but we'll see. But I'm going to walk.
Oh, is it talking about the new coach?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can touch on that after this. We'll touch on that after this. Don't worry.
But guys, I'm going to share my screen, and then so Patrick, if you see comments there, just talk about the comments or share the comments so that we can see at the same time. But I'm going to share my screen right now, and then everybody, we're going to walk through.
I'm gonna let me change my format, because if I have to see comments, I'm gonna have to go this way.
Okay.
Give me a minute.
Okay, so hold on, guys. We're working on technology. This should be very interesting for you. Hopefully, you enjoy it.
Oh my God, I can't even see comments from my side. Wow.
Okay, don't worry. Then we'll just talk through the slide, and we'll come back. I'll come back to it, and then we'll manage it that way. Okay. So let me share my screen. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Oh yeah, give me a minute. Give me a minute. I think we've succeeded. Okay, so we've got Karl. We've got what's wrong with Dhaka? Whenever we talk about a player too long, they turn out disappointing. And
yeah, we talked about that already.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can. I can see the screen clearly.
Okay. Everybody online, if you can see my screen, just say yeah. You know, and you can see my screen. Just post yeah or no or whatever it is. But so I walked in this early this morning. My wife was wondering what I was doing up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. But I just wanted to put this down on paper. It helps my thinking. Helps me. But it's the case, the ManCity case for Erling Haaland on January the 1st, 2022. What's going on? What is the opportunity? Right? And so here's kind of where we are, Patrick. And I'll talk, and you can also talk, right? So
yeah, go ahead.
Dortmund are out of the current Champions League, right? We know they're out. They're out. They're going to the Europa League, right? In fact, yeah, they're going to the Europa League, basically. They will forfeit over £50 million in potential Champions League prize money, resulting in more post-COVID revenue problems. Because the whole last year, there was COVID. There weren't fans in the stadium. They took a financial hit, a very huge financial hit. Clearly, right? And then, so because they're not making the round of 16 and forward, they are going to lose over £50 million in revenues, right? And if they don't win the Bundesliga or they don't make top four, they even lose more money. So the report came out yesterday from a source. 90 Minutes is a source that I posted online that says Dortmund are open to instrumental bids to maximize Erling Haaland's fee. This was of yesterday. And anybody who has common sense and you're running a business will know that. Why would I want to wait till June or July, Patrick, right? And sell my best asset for a fee that I know is worth more than? Why don't I try and get an auction going right now in January window, which is the only window? It's common sense business. It's not hard to think about that, right? This is you own a business, you have an asset that you know is worth 5 times more, 2 times more. But there's a clause in his contract, or the contract says we have a guaranteed price for this guy at this amount, even though that valuation is not undervalued. You're always going to try to do what? To try and market that asset ahead of time so you can make more money from it. It's common business.
Yeah, true.
So this news, in my opinion, is probably true because it's logical. It makes sense. For Dortmund to do this, it makes sense as a business to get this done. So let's establish the fact. This makes sense. It's logical. This is probably going to be true, and it's sourced. Right now, Dortmund are ready to listen. Right, this is as of November. Listen to alternative offers for Haaland in the hope that they're able to strike a better deal than what they could achieve should a club meet his release clause in July next year.
Okay.
So in July next year, the release clause in his contract says he can be sold to a club if the club offers £64 million.
Okay.
Today, for him, is absolutely cheap.
It's a steal.
It's a steal, right? Considering the fact that we're talking about Harry Kane for 150, 160 million. This guy's release clause is 64 million in July 2022.
Yeah.
Dortmund is saying, let's start to look at, we're ready to listen to offers from any club right now, right? In fact, Dortmund is saying, look, not only are we ready to listen to offers, right? We want to increase the price And if you want to pay over the odds, you can actually pay it in installments over time.
Okay, that's smart.
The release clause basically is that you have to pay the lump sum money, right? Like £64 million. Give us a check right away. He's yours. But, let's open a bidding war. Let clubs begin to bid. Whoever comes with money over the odds will break your payments into installments over time.
Okay.
Right? That's what Dortmund allegedly are saying. Right? Right? So, but the problem right now is that in order for that to happen, Dortmund have to renegotiate Haaland's deal, right? And they have to sign a new contract with that clause that allows Dortmund to allow them to basically allow clubs to bid in excess of 64 million, right? But Raiola, agent, they are basically holding all the power in here. So this is sourced already about the release clause, about the fact that in July, 64 million, Dortmund are now trying to get the release clause, right? So that clubs can pay over the odds for Haaland right now and allow clubs to pay installments over time. So that's the current situation. So all the power right now resides with the agent and the player, clearly.
And the father.
And the father. Doesn't reside with Dortmund, right? But there's an opportunity, in my opinion, there's an opportunity. So we're talking about 64 million in July for Haaland, release clause, and we'll talk about the wages and everything, how it all plays out. I'll go to the next slide. So let's do a comparison, the base case, right? With Harry Kane, the impossible deal. So back in summertime, right? We know Kane is 28 years old.
Yeah.
The City wanted to buy this guy for was 150 million.
Okay?
Yeah. Now keep in mind, Haaland's release clause 64 million, right? We know that the wages that Kane probably wants is probably around £375,000 a week, which is basically what Kevin De Bruyne kind of gets, right? Probably at par with Kevin De Bruyne. I looked at the wage structure. Kevin De Bruyne is the second highest wage earner in Premier League after Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Raheem Sterling and Grealish are on the same, right? Kane's current wages is £200,000 a week, £10.4 million a year. So it's a significant bump on him, almost double what he will be earning, right? We know that normally contract terms, Patrick, are 5 years. So at the time Kane is 33, right? His sell-on value or his salvage value is probably immaterial because he's going to be much older. So this is maybe his big contract. Nobody's going to buy Harry Kane for 150, 100 million or 80 million when he's 33 years old, right?
He either stays or goes on for free.
Correct. Okay. So hypothetically, after 5 years, right? This is in hypotheticals. The amount of total cost for Harry Kane, outside of the endorsements and all that kind of stuff, wages and transfer fee, total cost is probably around 248 million, right?
Yeah.
For Harry Kane, a guy who's 28 years old, who will become 33 years old with no salvage value at the end of the day.
Isn't he 29 now, turning 30?
Okay, 29, right? So maybe it's going to be 34. But let's assume that it's June to June. So by the time the contract ends,
cool.
It'll be 33 because contract years are ended start to end in June and July. Okay.
Okay, grand. Okay.
So 248 million is what it will cost us basically over the 5 year span, right? With transfer fee, with wages lumped together over time for Harry Kane. In general.
Agent fees.
In general, right? That's in general. Again, hypothetically, 248 million. Let's go to Erling Haaland. We talked about the fact that in 2022, right, his release cost is 64 million, right? Let's say Haaland wants £385,000 a week, which is about £20 million a year. His current wage is about 132. That's almost 3 times what he's earning right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's assume that this whole thing about the agent fees is 30 million. Okay. And then Haaland, who is 21 years old right now.
What about his dad's fee? Remember, the dad also wants the same.
Well, I think it's about 30-40 million for both of them, 2020 or so, right? But I'm assuming 15-15 negotiation, right?
Yeah, grand,
Okay, so total 5 years for Haaland, right? Who's 21. By the time he's 26, he's going to be in his prime of his life, which means that he's a resellable asset. Unlike Harry Kane, who is fully depreciated, and like Harry Kane, who's basically have salvage value at that age, Haaland is basically at the prime of his career, so he's a sellable asset. So he can actually reap some of that investment back. So hypothetically, if you look at the release clause, 64 million plus the wages of 100 million over 5 years plus the agent fees, we're talking about 194 million pounds total cost based on the release clause for Erling Haaland. Okay, 194 versus 248 for Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Right. based on the release clause.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a delta cost savings of Haaland over Harry Kane of £54 million. That's assuming we wait for the release clause in July.
Yeah, which is amazing.
Right? Which is amazing, right? But we know that waiting until July is risky because other clubs are going to come after him. And Dortmund
they are going to come after him in January.
Correct. Dortmund have said that we are willing right now to let him go if a club comes in with 64 million plus more money, right? And we can split that money over time in installments. So they're basically looking for an auction in January for Haaland, if the reports that are coming out are said to be true. So right now, as it stands, City have a £54 million surplus to play with if we were going to go for this guy in January versus what we had budgeted for Harry Kane. Again, total cost for Harry Kane over 5 years, 248. Total cost for Haaland, 194. So what do City have to do? Let me play this. What do we have to do as City? Okay. First things first, Patrick. Forget about it's dead. In my opinion, we shouldn't even bother with it because now it's 29 years old. Conte is there. Daniel Levy, the English media. It's a deal that for me is just completely dead. We shouldn't even bother with it. Okay. We need to make Dortmund and Haaland an offer they cannot refuse. Anybody watch the Godfather series? They will say, I'm going to make an offer you can't refuse. Make them an offer they cannot refuse. Stop, pussyfooting around. Oh, we don't know a release clause FC. Make them an offer that they cannot refuse. Right? In my opinion, here's what we need to do. We know that the transfer fee for Haaland is 64 million. I'm saying that pay Dortmund a fee of 109 million pounds. Right? Use the transfer fee and then the delta, the savings from the Harry Kane deal over time, that's 45 million, right? Use it for Haaland, 109 million pounds, right? In installments as asked by Dortmund. That's a 70% premium on the release clause amount that Dortmund had put in his contract for August. So when you do that, you basically kill off all the rivals from Liverpool, from Bayern, from PSG, because you're offering them 109 million pounds, 45 million pounds over the odds for Erling Haaland right now, but you're still using the money that you're budgeted for Harry Kane, which you didn't get in this deal right now in January, because Dortmund have said that they want to open it up for an auction. Right? We need to force the hand of Dortmund and Haaland's team. We need to be decisive and aggressive.
Yeah, we have to, because if we don't, this is another thing. Sorry for cutting you, Karl, but I just wanted to throw a point here. City fans, the team has moved. We're no longer in Main Road. Like, I know that some people keep saying, "Oh, that's not the City way," but where City is going is we have to be feared, and that's what the game is in football. Like this Bayern Munich, these Madrids, the reason why they're feared is because they make big boy moves, So we have to start making big boy moves in order to eat at that table. So in order to eat at that table, we also need things like Champions League. We have to stop having this mentality that all we have to get is the Premier League. Yes, the Premier League is our bread and butter because in the past we didn't have it. But if we want to become as one of the biggest clubs, we have to make marks. Big signings like this, as Karl is saying, make offers that people can't refuse. Like, trust me, City can afford this. There's a lot of wages that haven't been replaced. I'm pretty sure Karl is going to mention that in a few minutes.
Correct. In fact, the argument is Sergio Aguero has gone. Sergio Aguero was an icon for ManCity, right? An icon, one of the best players the Premier League has ever seen. You need to replace him with a similar level of talent as Sergio Aguero. Because Aguero was earning around £300,000 a week. The wages are still there. They haven't been replaced yet, guys. Right? The Rosanes wages are probably taken off partly by Ferran Torres, but Ferran Torres was on £4 or £5 million a year, which is not even as much as Leroy Sané was making. David Silva's wages are still there, burning a hole. We've lost these important players. The cash is still there for the most part, burning a hole. We need to make them an offer that they cannot refuse. Right? When Lionel Messi came on board for free, PSG jumped on it without hesitation. Okay, we know Real Madrid are going to go for Mbappe. It's clear. Okay, I don't think Bayern Munich can match £109 million transfer fee and the wages, because it breaks the whole wage structure for a 21-year-old kid. This guy is the future. If you don't get him, who do we get? Some kid, force the hand of Dortmund. Use the budget that you've gone for Harry Kane. Use it towards the Haaland deal. So let's say that we pay them the 109 million transfer fee in January, and we can spread that over time. That's a 70% premium on the amount that is in the release cost. So you're saying to Dortmund, look, you wanted 64 million pounds. I'm going to give you 70% over the odds because I value this player. But that's the rule. I'm going to pay it right now in January to get him in City. Recognizing that they're going to lose money from the Champions League, lack of winning revenue this year, plus the COVID. So if you add up all the money for Haaland over 5 years, based on this 109 million, it comes to about 239 million pounds over 5 years. Again, Haaland has value at the end of 5 years. He's going to be 26 years old. That's still a 9 million pound savings against the Kane deal, plus the sell-on value you have for Haaland after 5 years. It mathematically, for me, it's a no-brainer. We need to be decisive and aggressive. And then we need to use all our assets, all our human assets. For all the people who played with his father, in the Haaland, who played with him at City. The man played for City. I believe he captained a couple of games. Use all those assets. Make the case to him about him being Aguero's direct replacement. The number 9 spot is waiting for you, right? It's a story that you can picture. He was a fan of City when he was growing up. There are tweets about him, about the Aguero goal, about his love for the club. Make a romantic story about him returning home in the footsteps of his father, right? The lure of working with Guardiola and developing Guardiola to play total football and win titles, not just the Karl, or not just go to PSG and get kicked out of the Champions League every couple of years, or go to Bayern Munich and become, an affiliate to him. Come to England, prove your worth in England. Play under Guardiola.
That's true. Yeah.
Patrick, imagine the amount of chances that De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Foden, Cancelo will create, Diaz will create for Erling Haaland as a number 9. Imagine how many goals this kid will score playing as a number 9 for us. This guy could consistently become a contender for the Ballon d'Or every single year with the amount of goals he scores. He will break scoring goals in England, and he was born in England. I mean, if the guy comes to City, Patrick, this guy will be instantly beloved by the fans. The fans will absolutely love this guy, the local fans. He will become an icon, an instant icon for the local fans. And then for us who are global, we will adore him, we will love him. And the new generation of young players around the whole world, in India, in China, in America, in South America, in Africa, will be buying his shirts, will buy merchandise with Haaland. It's a no-brainer. The marketing, the revenue is there. Right? And then think about the fear and the terror a Haaland signing into City will send in January to the rest of the Premier League. Right? United have Ronaldo, Tottenham have Kane, Lukaku is at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Right? Think about what Salah is at Liverpool. A Haaland at City in January with De Bruyne, with Foden, with Bernardo, with Sterling, with Cancelo, with Gundogan all around him. I mean, with Emerson, right around him would be fear. So I just feel like this is the deal that, in my opinion, that we just have to make. We just have to make this deal. I thought about it last night. I put it down on paper. Because I just feel like it's something that, Patrick, that we just literally just have to get done. I mean, what do you think, man?
I think that's true, man. I think what you're saying is the truth, and by the way, well done to you, Karl, on that lovely presentation. It's educated myself, and also I'm pretty sure it's educated a lot of people, and it's provided information that a lot of people didn't have, because you might go to Google but you don't know what to pick. So I think it's a no-brainer for me, unless maybe our club, knowing our club, as I keep bringing this back, because Harry Kane said I'm staying this summer. I hope that doesn't mean they made some deal that in January he shows up, because looking at that deal and thinking of that deal, we should get it. A lot of people keep saying, oh, it's going to cost us a lot of money. But at the end of the day, this is Haaland. Haaland steps into that ManCity team. People are going to buy his jersey. People are going to be excited. Don't forget, this kid was supporting City. It's a no-brainer. This thing, I think, is going to be messed up by ourselves. If we talk to the right people, because let's not forget, his father still shows up for Champions League games, ManCity Champions League games. His father still attends them. So I think it's gonna, if City are smart and really want this guy, it's not hard. people who played with Haaland's father are still around at City. They're still around, and I'm pretty sure Haaland's father still has communications with City. And let's not forget that it was a United player that broke his leg and ended his career. Would his son want to go and wear a United shirt? No, I don't think so. I wouldn't.
I want to read Ade's comment. Ade, welcome, man. Thank you for coming. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, welcome, Ade, man.
The Haaland deal wouldn't happen in Jan because a deal like this takes planning. I agree with you, Ade, but the challenge is that Dortmund allegedly have come out and said they're willing right now to negotiate for a transfer fee in excess of the release clause now, because they know they can make more money.
Yeah.
So they've come out in the last couple of days, right, to say that, which is logical, right? Why would you want to let your best asset go for £64 million, only make £64 million, when you know that guy you can get almost 50-60% more by creating an auction now in January? And you just got out of the Champions League, so you lose all that revenue. So I agree with you, but I think a deal can be made, even if it's, okay, we buy him now, and then loan him back to you for 6 months.
Yep.
Like Chelsea did with Pulisic.
Yeah.
But because we don't have a number 9 right now, now's the time to get this guy. I mean, the moment Dortmund came out and allegedly made that statement, it opens up the channels.
Maybe here's just a crazy idea. Maybe tell them, here is Delap. Take him on loan. Take Delap on loan. We'll take. Of course, you can't look for a striker. Here is Delap. Dortmund love ManCity youngsters. They love hunting for ManCity youngsters. Here is Delap. Take him on loan, or they'll make some deal on Delap to make sure that maybe he's still, because Delap is still 2026 contracted with us, so he would be expensive for Dortmund. So say that here is Delap on loan until you guys find a striker in summer, but we're getting Haaland right now.
I know. I just commented that Raiola will make it difficult. Yes, he'll make it difficult to make it. I agree with you, but at the end of the day,
because he wants profit, yeah.
But what do all agents want? Money, and the money that you have available, right? The money you want to spend on Harry Kane, 150, 160 million, you still have that bit that you can use for the agent's fees. It's all money that they want.
Yeah.
Right. It's all money that they want. Yeah, right. But all they want, I agree with you, all they want is it's all cash. It's cash, baby.
Yeah.
Give them the cash, they move. Bottom line. That's what I'm saying. We can't
money talks. Money talks.
Yeah. And because of Raiola, we have to be aggressive on this deal. We can't.
Yeah, we have to.
We have to be, because I can guarantee you, right? If Chelsea have the opportunity to get him, they'll sell Lukaku right away tomorrow and get Erling Haaland. If they have the opportunity, right?
Yeah.
That lady will go after him. If it's Real Madrid, they'll probably try and get him. But we have an opportunity. We still have the money for Harry Kane available. And we have a Haaland who's 21 years old and he's banging in goals. And he's young. And he has a resale value after 5 years.
And he won't be playing, and he's not in the Champions League, so he will. Is he going to be eligible though? No, I don't think so. He's not going to play in the Champions League then. Because if he played in the Champions League already, is he going to be eligible to play for City in the Champions League?
They changed the rule. Doesn't apply
anymore. Oh, they changed. Oh, okay, grand. That's fine then. Then look. Now we have more ammo. So now that we have more ammo, we start approaching him right now, saying, "Look, Haaland, you will be in the Champions League. City have made it through the groups. You will be pivotal. There's a potential of you lifting the Champions League. There's a potential of you being the highest goal scorer and actually taking it away from Ronaldo, who's the highest goal scorer in the Champions League." So there's a lot you can unpack and tell Haaland and his agent and sell this for him. So it's in City's court to make sure they say the right words. And this thing of saying, oh, because the agent, we have issues with Yaya. Trust me, money talks. That agent, as soon as we give him money, he will shut up and become our best friend. It's all about money.
I mean, there's some deals that you have where, I mean, it sends a message. It sends a message that for the right player, we're willing to break our backs for the right player. Because, I mean, if you're going to pay 150 for Harry Kane, right? For Harry Kane.
And 100 million for Grealish, let's not forget.
100 for Grealish, right? And Dortmund is saying the clause of 64 million, and you can give, even with the agent's fees of 30-40 million pounds, right? You still come up spending less money on Haaland than you do on Harry Kane, and you get the resale value end of the year, end of 5 years. It's
a no-brainer.
I just so for me, I thought about it last night, and I was eating my turkey at Thanksgiving, and we talked about this during the show, and it's one thing to talk about it on video and talk about it. But
when did you decide this? Is it when you finished eating your turkey or halfway?
No, so the moment that Dortmund got out of the Champions League, I was waiting for a trigger. With football, and this is when sometimes I have a lot of problems with a lot of people, is that a lot of people don't really think, right, about signals and triggers. The moment Dortmund went out and they lost the game to Sporting Lisbon, right, I was looking for a trigger, a message, something from Dortmund that would say, okay, we're out of the Champions League, we need to make money, recoup money. We know that Haaland is leaving in June for 64 million. We know he's worth more than that. It makes business sense to try and auction him right now because you're going to lose him anyway.
Yeah.
You're going to lose him in summer. So let's try and create an auction for him right now. Let clubs come and put money down. And they have said allegedly that, hey, if you can give over the odds of 64 million, we're willing to allow you to pay that in installments, because the release clause is in one chunk. Take a cash, release clause, boom, is out. That's how it works. But if you can bid over the odds, because we know it's a lot of money, we'll take the money in installments, but you have to give over the odds. Right now, so and with the wages looking for £3 to £5 million, £1,000 a week. It costs about £20 million a year over 5 years, £100 million over 5 years, plus the 109 million, that's 209, plus the agent fees, about 238. Still less, 9 million less than the money that we would have spent on Harry Kane.
On Harry Kane,
with zero salvage value. So I mean, that's, I was up all night working on it. I like to put things down on paper. I like to think about it and structure the deal. And I think it's a no-brainer, man. I just.
No. Look, I'm with you. It's ManCity have to stop this habit of trying to look good by not overspending or not doing so much. I know that was one of the issues, is trying to avoid clubs taking advantage. But right now we have to be serious. For me, I think we have a great chance in the Champions League this season, but we might need that extra push. It's either Jesus continues stepping up, or somebody else also steps up very highly in the Champions League. I mean, like, the step up I'm talking about is you have to be banging in goals almost every Champions League game, and you have to be on your top game. So if you're looking at somebody else who can take you over that line, because Haaland comes into this team, he might not play right away. Do you know Pep? Pep, you know him. He might not play right away. But guess what? You have him on the bench and ready. So if things are not working out, you throw in Haaland, the defenders will be like, oh my God, Haaland just walked in. Haaland just walked to the pitch. And even Haaland, if he doesn't score, the advantage of players like Haaland, Harry Kane, Lukaku, even though people don't like Lukaku, is there's fear. A defender will follow that striker. If that striker drops in, defenders follow. Guess what happens? Any of the guys in the midfield or the wingers can come in and run in behind. Do you get what I mean? So this is the advantage of a striker. Defenders know who they're marking, so they'll follow him. So that's why you see strikers never just stand on one spot anymore, especially in the football these days. They don't just stand on one spot, they move around to drag the defenders. That's why if you've got dangerous wingers, it also is an advantage for winger. People keep saying, oh, Raheem Sterling plays good with strikers. You know why he does? Because the attention is no longer on him, it's on a striker. It lets him be free. So he's free to do his movements.
Patrick, it's as if it's just deja vu, it kind of hits you. Think about this, right? Think about the control we have with our midfielders. De Bruyne, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, or De Bruyne, Gundogan, Rodri, Bernardo Silva. Think about the control.
Zinchenko.
Let's assume it's Champions League final, right? Assume it is.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you have, Bernardo has to play. So Bernardo, De Bruyne, or Bernardo, Gundogan, and Rodri, right? Probably Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo, and Rodri, right? The control you have that midfield. Think about Stones and Diaz as the centre backs. And then you have Walker, right? The ageless Walker. And you have the mercurial João Cancelo on the left back. You have a front three, right, of Haaland, Foden, and Jesus on the right. Right? Think about the pace, the power, the pressing, the aggressiveness, and then the control and the defensive capability of that team. It will send fear around the Premier League. I mean, literal fear. So, I don't know. This is kind of, wish you could do a GoFundMe page globally to raise money to come back in.
Not even raise money. You wish you were in that room, isn't it? In that meeting room, and you were the fly on the wall.
the agent issue. I understand what Ade is saying. Ade has a very good point about the agent issue, right?
Yeah,
Agents
he does. Yeah.
Raiola is difficult, but tell you what agents want: moolah, cash, moolah, baby. You show them the money, they roll. They roll. So it's then I think we need to use all our assets, all our human assets, with his father to say, hey, look, the story is a great story to paint. Yes, you can go to Real Madrid. You're Galactico, fine. We honor Ancelotti. Okay. Yes, you can go to Man United,
Bayern.
But seriously, yes, you can go to Bayern and become another one that you just hoover up. But you want to create that story, that iconic story, that legendary status, and cement your name for eternity as the Aguero replacement, playing with all these players under Guardiola. I'm still earning lots of money, and after 5 years, if you want to leave to go, recoup our money. I think it's a deal that we need to make, man. Seriously.
Yeah, it's a deal. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, that's a lot of good points there, Karl. So look, it's in Manchester City's hands. It's up to them what they're thinking. If we don't get Haaland, I better see Vlahovic walking through that door. That's the least one I want to see. Do you get what I mean? I better see, because Vlahovic is also clocked number. So if we don't see Haaland, it better be somebody like Vlahovic. Let's not go beyond and start going to Andre Silvas. No, I'm not with that. So look, that was a good presentation you had, and I think you've educated a lot of people, and you've also educated myself, and you've also made people understand that look, it's not impossible. It's actually possible to get Haaland, regardless whatever people say. At the end of the day, agents like money. They like commission. You give that agent money, Raiola will come out in public, trust me, and apologize to Pep and say ManCity is the best football team you've ever seen just because of money. It's all money. All this is money. All this argument with City is nothing personal. It's all money.
Patrick, the key thing here for me is the Dortmund move after they went out of Champions League, where they said, we are open to allowing clubs to bid over the release clause in January so that we can make money right now and don't have to lose him for 64 million in July. If that is allegedly true, the gate is open. Seriously.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
What I've done, that's why you're seeing very clearly now, there's a lot of chatter about Haaland and Liverpool and City and Real Madrid. There's a lot of chatter going on right now. A lot. Have the alerts coming through. I mean, it's literally coming through almost every hour, right? Because this thing is gathering steam. And once January 1st opens, then they're saying it now in November, giving you time to prepare.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
Right? We can lose him now, make the money. Okay, we're out of the Champions League, Europa League, really seriously, Okay, So anyway, that's kind of my soapbox. I'm going to let it slide. But if they don't get him, will I be disappointed? Yes. Will I be upset? Not really, as long as we can, because we're winning, we're doing well, playing well. But the idea to have Erling Haaland at City with all those players around him would be a joy to watch. We would fill stadiums. We would, the ratings will go off the charts because of Erling Haaland not just coming to the City, but coming to the Premier League would be magnificent. So, yeah, Patrick, you want to wrap up with any last thoughts?
No, there's nothing. I think you've said everything. I just wanted to thank everybody who was with us today. And for those guys who are new, people from my channel, please subscribe to Pitch Points, and people from Pitch Points, you can jump on and subscribe to my channel. It doesn't matter what channel you subscribe, we'll always do videos together, so we're always on the same page. But for the new people who are watching this on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, like the vid. Liking the vid actually helps us, it helps us come back here and do more of this. Some of us are passionate about football. It's not about money. It's about just the love of football. Me and Karl just love football. That's what it is. So we'll keep coming back here, but give us a like just to give us that extra push. And also subscribe to the channels on every platform you are. If you're on Twitter, drop us a like, retweet, and send this video to your friends, so that it can reach a lot of people. That's what I wanted to say. But thank you the most for watching, guys.
Yeah. And again, let's know your comments in the comment section below. Let's see what you think about it. I mean, what you think? What should we do? If we don't get Haaland, who should we go for? What's the option? I mean, is a false nine the way to go forward? I mean, what do we do? Because clearly, looks like we need a striker. And I was one who said, maybe not, maybe not. When I saw Jesus come in and score that goal against PSG, it was clear to me that Bernardo chance, Jesus finish, go. Imagine you have an Erling Haaland or a proper striker as number 9. So till next time, Blues, thanks for watching. From Patrick.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much, guys. As always, we appreciate you.
Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye.